Assalamualaikum to Dr. Luqman Hafiz and all my friends. My name is Nurul Aina Shazwina binti Zulkarnain with metric number B20BS0011. I'm going to discuss about the topic on how do we release our tension. Firstly, let me enlighten you on what is tension, or most likely known as stress. Life is a journey which is full of difficulties, twists and turns. Usually, in this journey of life, me as a student face various difficulties that arise from these ups and downs because we have to fight with challenges by ourselves alone, especially in this COVID-19 pandemic, which eventually leads to stress. Stress is one of the most serious and pressing issues of this age, as it is always has a negative impact on our life. My main point is to meditate for 10 minutes. 10 minutes a day can significantly reduce stress, anxiety, and improve our health. Good breathing technique can help in putting me in more relaxed situation. Meditation is very simple and inexpensive, and no special equipment is required. It can provide me with a sense of peace, calm, and also keeping me physically and mentally fit. Many students disregard this type of stress reduction technique because they believe it is a waste of time. However, this is where the problem arises because great choice also matters. If we use our time wisely, 10 minutes is nothing. Another point I like to emphasize is the importance of listening to music. Listening to music assists me in remaining calm and putting my mind in a positive frame of mind. When I'm stressed, I listen to calm music while I work on my assignment or my project, and it's really helped. Many students get bored and stressed out by doing the same thing over and over again, such as just sitting in front of the laptop. To avoid these kind of things, listen to light music may help you out to enlighten our stress. Next, I'm going to discuss about my next point, which is exercise. One of the most effective way to reduce stress is to exercise for at least 10 minutes per day. When I'm feeling stressed, I'll take a walk to get some fresh air. Even a daily 30 minutes walk can help in reducing our stress. Sport and exercise, on the other hand, help to reduce our stress as well. It is the most effective way to unwind our mind and muscles. Nevertheless, stress is sometimes caused by our attitude towards the life. We always take everything seriously and make it more important when there is nothing to worry about. Moreover, thinking much on how to accomplish work best makes you feel more stressed. Thus, you have no time to think about others and enjoy yourself. Stress is inevitable, but you can enjoy life more with dealing with stress effectively. Some suggestions include taking it easy and enjoy life, taking care of yourself, and also previously, as I mentioned, meditation, music, and exercise help as well. This small step may help alleviate some of our stress and tension. Hence, a little stress can be a good motivator for responsibilities, creativity, and productivity at work. In short, I would recommend relieving stress is a simple and effective sort of way by treating ourselves well. It helps the brain relax and feel at ease. As a result, it increases brain productivity in resolving problems that cause stress. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Narsai Ziniti Madan, A20BR0081. One of my way in melting my stress away is by playing with my pet. Having a pet helped me to reduce my stress and improve my mood. Interacting with my pets also helped release oxytocin, which is a brain chemical that promotes a positive mood. My pet giving me purpose, keeping me active, and providing companionship. These are all the qualities that help me reduce my stress. My pet is a cat. I usually spend at least 50 minutes a day to play with my cat, usually in the morning. If I am very busy that day, I will find time no matter what to play with my cat because I know they can help me relieve my stress from all the works or problems that I have, and I also can be a good owner to them. My second way in relieving my stress is finding humor in my daily life. I believe laughter is the best source to relieve my stress. When you are laughing, it is difficult to be stressed. So laughing is very good for your health, and it helps in relieving your stress by reduce your stress response and tension by relaxing your muscle. Laughter can also help your immune system and mood in the long run. I read a study that found that people in the laughter intervention group experience more stress relief than those who were simply distracted. As for me, I try to laugh as much as possible by finding humor in my daily life. For example, I enjoy watching comedy shows, particularly Korean variety shows such as Running Man. The show was so good that it brought tears to my eyes because I was so happy watching it that I forgot about all of my stress. Last but not least, it is no doubt that sugar is a great stress reliever. Most of us consume sweets and other sweet snacks in response to stress. Same goes with me. As for me, I usually consume sweets in between my daily life routine. For example, in between classes or Zoom meeting. Of course, it is not a good habit to eat during your class, but sweet is needed after all the brain raking in the class or Zoom meeting. And as a reminder to others and myself too, of course, it is great to have the sugary snack that can actually satisfy our sweet tooth and at the same time relieve our stress. But like with most things, moderation is the key. Consuming high quality sweet treats made with real sugar can be therapeutic for the mind and soul. This does not mean giving yourself the green light to overindulge on sugar. Rather, giving yourself a permission for a sweet treat once in a while can be beneficial, especially during those high stress times in your life. That's all for my individual task. Thank you.
Hello and good day to Doctor and all presenters. My name is Nurul Farashwada binti Abdul Razak. Today I would like to discuss about how I release my tension. Tension or stress is a body response to a challenge or demand. Everyone experiences stress which can be triggered by a range of events from small daily hassles to major change like divorce or job loss. So now I'm going to talk about how I release my tension. Firstly is I like to take some fresh air. Spending time in nature can help me to relieve my tension, stress, and anxiety. Also improve my mood and boost of feeling in happiness and well-being. Second way is I like to talk with someone. Everyone must have their best person to talk. Simply talking about our problem and sharing our negative emotion with someone that we trust can be profoundly healing and reduce tension. Last but not least is watch some movie. Watching movie encourage emotional release. Even those who often have trouble expressing their emotion might find themselves laughing or crying during film. This release of emotion can have a cathartic effect and also make it easier for a person to become more comfortable in expressing their emotions. This can be invaluable during counseling as well as in real life. So, for the conclusion, many ways that can reduce tension. By reducing tension in our life, it can help relieve in better ways. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello doctor and all presenter. My name is Zulera binti Zakaria with metric number 820BS0166. The question for our first session today is, how do you release your tension? As for me, the way I release my tension is first by painting. In my opinion, it is always the best idea to make ourselves happy by doing things that we love and enjoy doing. It could be anything. You can just simply start with your favorite hobby. As for me, my hobby is painting, and I found out that in just about 30 minutes of creative activity, it can reduce my stress. Painting can take my mind off from whatever that's stressing me. Um, Next, other than painting, sometimes I also do release my tension by writing. I always write things down. I will start by jotting down all my problems and doubts in my mind onto a piece of paper. After that, I will reset myself by making a gratitude list. and I will list all the things that I am grateful for. This really helped me to be calm and stay positive. It is really important to stay calm when we're facing any problem so that when we calm, we can think of solution rationally. And my last point on how do I release my tension is by light on a refreshing scented candle or apply some essential oil on my skin. Usually I will light on a scented candle when I'm doing a painting, and for me a scented candle provides me with an easy way to get rid of stress. In summary, I would suggest you to take a break and just stop doing the things which stress you out and just go doing something that you enjoy doing, such as like me, painting, because painting is my hobby, or even you can write things out and also like on refreshing scented candles to help you release your stress. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Sharifah Fatimah binti Said Ali. To answer the questions, which is how I release my tension, I have listed 3 things. First, eat well. Eating a regular well-balanced diet will help you feel better in general. It may also help control your moods. Your meals should be full of vegetables, fruit, whole grains, and lean protein for energy. And don't skip any, it's not good for you and can put you in a bad mood, which can actually increase your stress. For example, oranges. Studies suggest vitamin C contained in oranges can curb level of stress hormones while strengthening the immune system. People with high blood pressure and levels of cortisol, which is a stress hormone, return to normal more quickly when people took vitamin C before a stressful task. Second, organize. Stress can kick in when you're feeling overwhelmed by the number of tasks that need to be done or deadlines that must be met. Writing to-do list or time management strategy can help you focus on seeing each task through to completion. Sit down and write out everything you need to get done and each step you need to take to complete each task. Prioritize what must be done first and identify what can be left to a later time or what you might be able to assign to someone else. Be realistic about how much time it will take you to complete each task and build space into your schedule to reward yourself for getting the job done. Third and the last, reward yourself. Rewarding ourselves and taking a break after getting a job done is actually can help refresh our mind as well as our energy levels. When we start noticing that stress is affecting how we behave or how we feel, it might be time to step away and spend a few minutes just focusing on ourselves. Do something we enjoy, like reading books, listening to some music, watch our favorite movie with popcorn aside, and many more. It doesn't have to be big. Believe me, all this can give us a good vibes and a motivation to do better in the next task. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum to Dr. Oman Hafiz and fellow friend. I am candidate E. Siti Fatira binti Harun, matric card number A20BSO127. The way how I deal with my stress is by get enough sleep. Sleep can reduce my emotional stress and improve my interaction. When I get less sleep, I tend to get angry easily. Not just that, when I get enough sleep, it's actually helped me boosting my immune system. So I think by getting enough sleep is a good way to cope with stress because it will definitely good for our immune cells to fight off whatever comes their way. So from that, I think it's actually make us getting away from flu and fever. So my next point is shopping is also a good therapy for me to deal with stress because it will lower my stress level, especially when I go with my family members, a friend, or even my partner. This is because the interaction between us during shopping time provide good bonding experience that reduce my stress level. Moreover, shopping is a good appreciation for ourselves. I will celebrate a little success with shopping to reward myself and it actually helps me a lot to deal with my stress. Lastly, since we are living in MCO era, I think cooking is ultimate stress reliever because nowadays it's hard for me to meet my friends face to face. So cooking is a new thing that I learn, and I think it's a very good to deal with my stress. For me, the spices and aromatic ingredients from food have been known to curb stress. So I believe aromatherapy, which is the use of aromas and of smell, is a beautiful thing that everyone needs for a better mental health. For me, I used to cook, so the natural aromatherapy helps me a lot compared to using essential oils and other things that not naturally. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
We are here to discuss the most effective way to ensure that our mental health is at its best. First and foremost, what is mental health? Mental health means keeping our mind healthy. Mankind generally is more focused on keeping their physical body health physically, and mental health is equally important for better performance and result. Indeed, we have two suggestions for this topic, which are treat yourself well and connect with others. From my point of view, I think it will be more effective if we care and focus more on ourselves and treat ourselves well rather than connect with others, and also try to make time by doing the fun things that we enjoy the most. For example, if you like going for a walk, painting, or watching specific TV show, try to set aside time to enjoy yourself. If we don't spend any time doing things we enjoy, we can become irritable and unhappy. So make a list of things you can do each day that make you happy. Then give yourself. Doing things we enjoy is good for our health. It helps us feel refreshed and help us feel good about ourselves. Then it is easier to cope with stress and other problems as well. Do you agree with me, Candidate B? Would you like to share your opinion with us?
Thank you, Candidate A. My name is Nur Suhaizi binti Madan, A20BR0081, Candidate B. I stand with treat yourself well as the best way to keep your mental health at its best. I am a firm believer that in order to treat yourself well and maintain our best mental health, we must get plenty of sleep. Sleep is essential for both our mental and physical health. Sleep aids in the regulation of the chemicals in the brain that transmit information. These chemicals play an important role in mood and emotion regulation. We can become depressed and more stressed if we don't get enough sleep. Getting enough sleep does not imply sleeping around the clock. Doing so will only add fuel to the fire. Instead, you can improve your sleeping habits. You can set a fixed time to sleep and wake up in order to get the best sleep duration possible, which later will improve your mental health little by little. Therefore, I believe that treat yourself well as the best way to keep your mental health at its best. What do you think, Candidate C?
I'm sorry, Candidate A and Candidate B. In my point of view, connect with others is the best way to ensure that our mental health is at its best. For example, is talk with someone you trust. Everyone must have at least one person that they trust the most, like family members or friends. Sometimes we expect those close to us to notice what we are going through. Perhaps they haven't noticed or are waiting for you to share how you are feeling, not wanting to interfere. If you share how you are feeling, not feeling to someone you trust, they are often to willing listen and relieve that you have talked to them about how you are feeling. You may find it's hard to talk with others about your feeling and experiences, or you may feel nervous about how people will react. However, when you let someone know you need their help, they are likely to respond positively. So, simply talking about our problem and sharing our negative emotion with someone that we trust can be profoundly healing and reduce tension or stress, and also can reduce problem of mental health. What do you all think?
Thank you, Candidate D. I see a point, but I don't agree with your point because for me personally, I agree more with candidate A and candidate B about treat ourselves well better first rather than connect with people. Because I think, in my opinion, in order to ensure our mental health is at its best, we need to keep active doing what we love to do, doing activity like just like candidate A said. Um, Keep active doing an exercise, for example. So for me, exercise doesn't um, particularly to do exercise like doing sport or going to gym every day, but when we walk in the park or gardening or do housework, it also known as activity. So when we do that activity or exercise, research that I have read before, I've read that exercise can release chemical in your brain that make you feel good. So with regular exercise, it can boost your self-esteem, help your sleep, and also make you feel good. And at this point, it's really relevant with candidate B, which is we have to have a good sleep in order to to ensure our mental health is at its best. So what do you think, candidate E?
Okay, first of all, thank you, candidate C. It was a good explanations there. I agree with you. Based on my opinion, treat yourself well would be the best way to ensure that we achieve a good mental health. There's this one quote that I find interesting to share, which is, love yourself first and everything will fall into line. So to treat yourself well, organize is one of the way. Study shows that there is a strong positive correlation between organize and stress reductions. It is one way of ensuring that you avoid last-minute rush and the anxiety that comes along with it. This way, we'll have moments that are more exciting rather than stressful. For example, as a student, there is a time that we've got a lot of assignments to settle in one short time. So that we can do is to list all of the tasks that need to be done, prioritize it, and work on them accordingly. My second point here is self-reward. Don't forget, every time you get your job done, make sure you reward yourself. Do something that you enjoy, for example, watching your favorite movie, window shopping, have a slice of cake, anything that make you enjoy, and it doesn't have to be big. In this case, when you give yourself a treat, your brain, as Zuri said before, release a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine make you feel good and happy. As a result, you become more motivated and driven to the task, and you will look forward to doing the task because it makes you feel good. I think that's all from me. Moving on into candidate F, Fatira, do you agree with my opinion or you have a different view?
Hello, can everyone hear me? Better now. Okay. Thank you, candidate E. I could see your point, but maybe you should look at this way. As candidate C said just now, that talk to someone you trust is the best way to ensure our mental health at its best. I think I agree with her the most because if you don't talk about your problems, you may find your pent-up tension or feeling burst out in a way that is embarrassing or inappropriate. You might also find that things may get worse, or if you don't try to get on top of them straight away. That is why someone you trust from your family members, doctor, friends, or local mental health association, which is also provide mental health care service such as befrienders, is the best solution for us to talk about our problems. For example, if we do have our own doctor, they will offer us support treatments such as talking therapies and medication. So I think talking to someone we trust is the best way for us to maintain a good mental health, and from there we can also boost up our confidence level. Thank you.
Alright, before we conclude, I would like to add one more point which support my stand, which is treat yourself well as the best way to keep your mental health at its best. And I believe laughter is the best source to treat yourself well. When you are laughing, it is impossible to feel depressed or stressed. So laughing is very good for your health, and it helps relieve stress by reducing your stress response and tensions by relaxing your muscles. Laughter can also help your immune system and mood in the long run. I read a study that I found that people in the laughter intervention group experience much more stress relief than those who were simply distracted. As for me, I try to laugh as much as possible by finding humor in my daily life. For example, I enjoy watching comedy show, particularly Korean variety show, such as Running Man. If you are familiar with that, the show was so good that it brought tears to my eyes, as I was so happy watching it that I forget about all my stress. Therefore, I strongly believe that treat yourself by finding humor in your everyday life is the best way to keep your mental health at its best. I think we can conclude now.
Okay. Well, after listening to all the point on the ideas that have been developed from each candidate, I think it is time to make a conclusion. So, in a nutshell, we all agree that treat ourselves well is the most effective solution to ensure that our mental health is at its best, because firstly, we just need to soak up the joy that we've already got. Try to be optimistic doesn't mean ignoring the ugliest side of life. It just means focusing on the positive as much as possible. Thus, treat ourselves well with kindness and respect and avoid self-criticism is the important part in ensure that our mental health is at its best. I think that's all from us. Thank you everyone for contributing in this discussion.